The night of December 2nd, 1984, began like any other in Bopal, India. The bustling city, home to nearly 1 million people, settled into a peaceful slumber. Unaware of the silent threat lurking within the walls of the Union Carbide pesticide plant, residents slept peacefully in their beds. Shortly after midnight, a siren pierced the stillness. A pungent odor like overripe fruit and burning tires began to fill the air. Panic surged through the streets as residents awoke to the unfamiliar smell, their eyes burning, throats constricting. The source of the leak, a cloud of deadly methyl isocyanate gas, silently spread through the city, engulfing homes and seeping into every crevice. Chaos erupted as people stumbled out of their homes, desperate to escape the invisible killer. Mothers clutched their children, their faces contorted in fear as they gasped for breath. The gas, heavier than air, clung low to the ground, targeting the most vulnerable, the elderly and children sleeping peacefully in their beds. Animals collapsed on the streets, their lifeless eyes staring blankly. The air, thick with the stench of chemicals and fear, echoed with the desperate cries of those struggling to breathe, their lungs slowly filling with the deadly gas. As dawn broke, the true horror of the night revealed itself. The streets of Bopal were littered with bodies, their faces frozen in a silent scream. Thousands lay dead, their lives extinguished by the invisible poison. Hospitals overflowed with the sick and dying, their desperate cries for help met with a shortage of doctors, beds, and even basic medical supplies. The city, once vibrant and alive, now resembled a war zone, shrouded in a thick fog of despair and death. The pungent odor of MIC lingered in the air, a constant reminder of the nightmare that had unfolded. The living envied the dead, their suffering a stark contrast to the silent peace of those who had drawn their last breath. The initial hours were a blur of confusion and chaos. Information was scarce, and the authorities, caught completely off guard, struggled to grasp the magnitude of the disaster. Fear and uncertainty gripped the city as the death toll continued to rise, painting a grim picture of the invisible killer's devastating impact. Methyl isocyanate, the chemical responsible for the Bopal disaster, is a highly reactive and toxic substance. Used in the manufacture of pesticides, MIC can cause severe respiratory distress, pulmonary edema, and death within minutes of exposure. The gas, stored in large tanks at the Union Carbide plant, had leaked due to a series of safety lapses, turning the bustling city into a gas chamber. The immediate effects of MIC exposure were horrifying. Burning eyes, coughing, vomiting, and a choking sensation were common symptoms. Many victims died within hours, their lungs irreparably damaged by the toxic gas. Those who survived the initial exposure faced a lifetime of chronic health problems, including respiratory illnesses, eye damage, and psychological trauma. The long-term consequences of the Bopal gas tragedy are immeasurable. Thousands of survivors continue to suffer from chronic health issues, their lives forever altered by the events of that fateful night. Children born to survivors have also shown a higher incidence of birth defects and developmental disabilities, a grim reminder of the disaster's lasting impact on generations to come. The Bopal gas tragedy was not an act of God, but a man-made disaster, the result of a series of safety lapses and negligent practices at the Union Carbide plant. A combination of cost-cutting measures, poor maintenance, and inadequate training created a perfect storm for disaster. The plant, designed with multiple safety systems, had become an accident waiting to happen, a ticking time bomb in the heart of the city. One of the most critical failures was the malfunctioning refrigeration unit for the MIC tank. The refrigeration unit, designed to keep the volatile chemical cool and prevent a dangerous pressure buildup, had been shut down months earlier as a cost-cutting measure. This critical safety lapse allowed the temperature inside the tank to rise unchecked, creating the conditions for the deadly gas leak. Adding to the plant's vulnerability were the deactivated safety alarms and malfunctioning gas scrubbers, both crucial safety systems designed to prevent and contain gas leaks. The alarms, designed to alert the plant operators and surrounding community of a leak, had been silenced to avoid causing panic. The gas scrubbers, intended to neutralize any escaping gas, were not operational due to poor maintenance. The human cost of the Bopal gas tragedy is, well, immeasurable. The official death toll, though disputed, stands at thousands, with estimates reaching as high as 20,000 in the years following the disaster. The true number of victims may never be known, as many succumbed to long-term health complications in the years following the tragedy. Beyond the immediate casualties, hundreds of thousands of survivors continue to live with the physical and psychological scars of that fateful night. Chronic respiratory illnesses, eye damage, neurological disorders, and birth defects are just some of the devastating health consequences faced by survivors, their lives forever altered by the disaster. The disaster also had a profound impact on the social and economic fabric of Bopal. The city, once a thriving industrial center, was left reeling from the loss of life, widespread health problems, and the environmental damage. The tragedy exposed the human cost of corporate negligence and the urgent need for stringent safety measures to protect communities located near industrial facilities. In the aftermath of the Bopal gas tragedy, the pursuit of justice became a long and arduous battle for the survivors. Union Carbide, the American multinational corporation that owned and operated the plant, faced widespread criticism for its role in the disaster. The company, accused of negligence and prioritizing profits over safety, offered a paltry compensation settlement, a mere fraction of the actual damages. The Indian government also criticized for its handling of the disaster and its failure to hold Union Carbide accountable, engaged in protracted legal battles with the company. The legal proceedings, mired in bureaucratic delays and political maneuvering, stretched on for decades, leaving the survivors feeling betrayed and denied justice. The fight for justice continues to this day, with survivors and activists demanding adequate compensation, long-term medical care, and accountability from Union Carbide and its current owner, Dow Chemical. The Bopal gas tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the challenges in holding multinational corporations accountable for their actions, particularly in developing countries with weaker regulatory frameworks. The Bopal gas tragedy stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of industrial accidents and the critical importance of robust health, safety and environment, or HSE, management in preventing such disasters. HSE management, a comprehensive approach to managing risks associated with industrial operations, is crucial for protecting workers, communities and the environment. Effective HSE management encompasses a range of measures, including risk assessments, safety audits, emergency planning, employee training, and a strong safety culture within organizations. By proactively identifying and mitigating potential hazards, companies can create a safer work environment and minimize the risk of accidents. The Bopal disaster highlights the importance of regulatory oversight and enforcement in ensuring industrial safety. Governments play a crucial role in establishing and enforcing safety standards, conducting inspections and holding companies accountable for violations. Strong regulatory frameworks coupled with effective enforcement mechanisms are essential for preventing another Bopal. The Bopal gas tragedy sent shockwaves around the world, forcing governments, industries and international organizations to confront the devastating consequences of industrial accidents and the urgent need for stronger safety regulations and enforcement. The disaster served as a wake-up call, prompting a global push for improved industrial safety practices and greater corporate accountability. In the aftermath of Bopal, several international initiatives emerged, aimed at preventing similar tragedies. The United Nations Environment Programme, or UNEP, introduced guidelines for the management of hazardous chemicals, while the International Labour Organization, or ILO, developed conventions on the prevention of major industrial accidents. The tragedy also led to the development of the Responsible Care Initiative, a global chemical industry initiative focused on improving environmental, health and safety performance. The initiative, adopted by chemical companies worldwide, aims to enhance safety performance, promote transparency, and engage with stakeholders to build trust and prevent future disasters. The Bopal gas tragedy, etched in history as one of the world's worst industrial disasters, continues to cast a long shadow over the city and its people. The disaster serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of industrial accidents and the importance of prioritizing safety over profits. The legacy of Bopal lies in the ongoing struggle for justice, the long-term health consequences faced by survivors, and the lessons learned about the importance of industrial safety and corporate accountability. The tragedy also highlights the need for greater awareness and preparedness in dealing with industrial hazards. Communities located near industrial facilities must be informed about the potential risks and involved in emergency planning and preparedness measures. Education and awareness campaigns can empower communities to demand greater transparency and accountability from industries operating in their midst. The Bopal gas tragedy, though a tragedy of immense proportions, it also serves as a catalyst for positive change. The disaster spurred global efforts to improve industrial safety, strengthen regulations, and promote corporate accountability. The legacy of Bopal, while rooted in tragedy, also carries a message of hope, urging us to learn from the past and strive for a future where such disasters are never repeated.